Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Well, now we've wrapped up with Greece, we've wrapped up with Rome. We're kind of going to go off on a little side road here, and we're going to examine something that is important to history and to world culture today, and that is religion. The very brief unit that we're going to begin now is the history of world religions. And when I say world religions, I really need to get more detailed there and explain that due to time constraints, we're going to keep it close to the vest and just go with the three major monotheistic faiths: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And I know that these can become a very touchy subject for people, so we are going to approach this from an angle of historical perspective and sociological perspective. So when we examine each of these religions, we're going to stick solely to the historical and sociological angle when studying them. Yes, we'll see basic beliefs of each of these groups of people, but largely we're looking at history and sociology here. And as we begin the study of world religions, we first want to take a look at religion and its role in society. So today's first screencast in our study of world religions is the role of religion and its relationship to society. So for the essential questions, we're going to keep it brief today here. We're going to answer a simple question: what is religion? Okay, I mean, if we're going to study, we have to define it first. What is religion? And then we'll just examine the functions that religion serves in societies. What are some of the positive functions that religion provides in society? And, believe it or not, there are dangers and what some people would consider negative consequences. So what are some of the dangers or negative consequences that religion can potentially have in society? Those are the things that we'll look at as we examine religion and its role and connection and relationship in society. Thus, without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so first, if we're going to study religion, let's define it. So what is a religion? Well, by definition, a religion is simply a community of people who share common spiritual beliefs and practices. That's it. That's all it is. So realistically, almost anything could be defined as a religion under those terms. And as such, a huge percentage of the world's population practices some kind of religion. More than 3/4 of the world's population, really it's closer to 80% of the world's population, practices some kind of religion, has some kind of spiritual faith in something out there. And religion has sociological functions. It plays a role in society, whether you are religious or not. On a sociological level, religion serves a number of functions within any society. For example, religion binds people together through a system of common beliefs. It gives people something common to believe in, something that holds them together. It gives them a common goal in which they can set forth and achieve together. So it really binds communities together through common beliefs. It also helps to establish order and conformity. People don't really think about religion as a sociological tool for order and conformity, but it's true. Religion can help to enforce order and conformity within the community of its followers. Think about it. Religions have certain rules, expectations by which their followers are expected to practice. You do the good things that your religion says you should do, and you get something good in the end. If you do the bad things, if you break the rules, if you sin, which is a term that shows up in the major monotheistic religions, then something bad is waiting you at the end. And so you have this system of rules and sort of rewards at the end that helps to establish order and conformity within the community of religious believers. And so religion gives people this common goal. It gives them something to work towards. It gives a sort of a purpose and a meaning to life for its followers, and it can help to establish order in society. Now, religion also contributes to many aspects of a society's material culture. Material culture is anything that you can see, touch, feel, hold in your hand, whatever. If you are in your house, your chairs, your television, your couch, that's material culture of your life. And religion provides us with a lot of historical and contemporary material culture. For example, followers of religions throughout history have constructed buildings in which to practice their religion. Temples, synagogues for the Jewish people, churches for Christians, these ancient temples that we've seen in Central America here, in Egypt, in the East, in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, these are all religious buildings, and they provide us with great examples of material culture. Places like churches and cathedrals and mosques, and these are all places where people practice their religion. And not only are they places of worship, but in many cases they're beautiful historic sites and wonderful works of art. So religion has contributed a lot to architecture. It contributes a lot to the physicality of what we can see and study of the histories of people throughout many eras of our existence. So religion contributes a lot to material culture in terms of buildings in that regard. Not a lot of people are aware of this, but religions also contribute to the formation of calendars. For example, the calendar that we use and that is generally accepted throughout the world is actually the Christian calendar. It doesn't matter. Let's assume that the date is like January 5th, 1975. Well, that's January 5th, 1975 in the Christian calendar. For the Christians, they date their 0 year as the year in which they believe Jesus was born. So that would be to say 1,975 years after the birth of Jesus. And the one that is accepted worldwide generally is the Christian calendar. Does that mean Christianity is accepted worldwide? Not necessarily, but their calendar is the one that people generally use around the world. But other religions have their own calendars. The Jewish faith has their own calendar. On the Jewish calendar, the year is not 2014, but instead it's 5,774, dating their calendar from the time that Abraham made the covenant with God in their belief. In the Muslim calendar, the year is actually 1435. And in the Chinese calendar, it's 4,712. So different religions have their own calendars. The one accepted around the world is the Christian one, but different religions have their own calendars that they still use. Religions also contribute a lot to art, to music, through things like paintings, sculptures, songs. Religious songs and works of art are not just historical, but they have a religious significance, and they contribute really to the depth and the beauty of the human experience, whether you're religious or not. Now, despite all of the positive things that religion can provide to a society, there are what some would consider dangers associated with religion. Among those is radicalism or extremism. This itself leads to many dangers with religion. Radicals or extremists are people who are willing to take their religious belief to the very fringe, to the very edge of what they believe. And as a result, they are often willing to kill or be killed in the name of their religion. And throughout history, there have been numerous holy wars fought in the name of religion. Each of the monotheistic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, has points in their history where they justified violence through religion. Whether it's the Old Testament times of the Israelites going through the land of Canaan and annihilating those who stood in their way to claim the land that they believe God gave to them, or whether it's the Christians in the Crusades or the Muslims fighting against the Christians in the Crusades, or, current Islamic terrorism. I mean, everybody at some point has been using religion as an excuse for violence. And, the question is, we see that there are positive things and negative things with religion. What outweighs what? Does the positive outweigh the negative? Does the negative outweigh the positive? That's ultimately left for you to decide. But it's a very fickle relationship that religion has with society. So we kept it brief today, folks, just looking at religion and its relationship to society. We defined what religion is, and then we looked at some of the positive functions, the positive things that religion provides to society, and we ended with some of the negative consequences, there's the dangers that religion has for society in the form of extremism. So pay attention to those essential questions, be ready to talk about them the next time that we meet, and as always, until that time, I bid you farewell.